Good morning, everybody. I know it's a little later wherever you are than where I am. It is around 7 in the morning in Hawaii. It's our last full day here, so I apologize for my just got out of bed appearance, but I wanted to talk to you. I'm going to start reaching out, I think, on Saturdays. I keep saying I think. I know. Saturdays are going to be the time I do my Facebook Lives. And this week, I wanted to talk to you about intuition more directly. I kind of alluded to the fact that I would be focusing on that and really want to build a community of people who are intrigued by the idea of intuition and are interested in developing theirs. But one of the themes that really came up for me this week and all the things that I was learning and studying is this idea of what intuition isn't, or I think what we expect it to be, that it really doesn't deliver. And that's that so many of us are waiting to, whether we call it getting into alignment with the right path, or that once we get this gut feeling, once we get this guidance from the universe, that it's just going to make going down that path easy. And that is so not how intuition works, unfortunately, at least not in my experience. One of the best examples I think of this came for me when I came to the current job that I'm in during my 9 to 5. This is obviously my side hustle that I'm developing here, but when I moved to my current job, there were all of these ways that the universe kind of talked to me. I've had this feeling a month before I went, a year before I went, that I was going to be moving, that it was time to switch jobs, and I didn't quite know where I wanted to go. And then it just became clearer and clearer that it was getting closer and closer. And then things started to happen, like opportunities started to come my way that kind of shook me out of my comfort zone and got me to start thinking about leaving and what would that look like and how would I get ready. And then eventually, as this job presented itself, it really jumped off the paper at me when I saw the description, and the interviews were really easy and I felt super comfortable in them, and it was just effortless to get the job. And all of it, everything that happened around it, told me that it was where I was supposed to go. Like, it was like I couldn't screw it up. The universe was like, super easy for you to get over here if you want to go over here. And I did. I went. And then for the whole first year of the job, I was terrified and horrified. I had been working really hard in my other job, and I was really hoping for a job that was just like a little bit less crazy. And this one absolutely wasn't, partly because I brought all of my mindset with me from my old job. And it wasn't less crazy. It was as hard as could be, except all of it was new, and I didn't know how to do half of it. And I had a new boss and new coworkers and new members that I worked for, and it was exhausting, and I just felt out of my comfort zone all the time. And I thought that whole first year about quitting, and was going to quit at the end of the year. And then I kept coming back to, no, you knew. Remember how that felt when you came here? Remember how you felt and you knew you needed to move? And remember how confident you were that this was it, and how easy it was and how effortless? Like, this is exactly where the universe wanted you. And that gave me a little bit of comfort that I should just keep going, even though I had literally no idea what this job was about. Like, I don't know why I'm here. I thought I knew why I was here, and it turns out none of those things are true. And so I just kept going. And every time I would start to feel like, what on earth? I would just keep going. And, at the end of that first year, well, actually a couple months after, I talked to my boss and was like, I can't keep going like this. And we kind of revamped my job. I learned to let go of a bunch of things that I was, like, work that I was making for myself and stress that I was putting on myself. I read some new books on, rather than just time management, like how to really pick out and identify what's most critical and only do that. And I started to find that the work travel that had really exhausted me in year one was actually an opportunity for me to have some evenings to my own, to work on my own spiritual and personal growth. I used the plane time as time to read books and listen to podcasts and really just dive into stuff that I didn't have time or wasn't making time to do at home. And so as the job developed, I started to find all these little gifts that it was giving me that are not the type of gifts we normally think of that work gives us, right? We tend to think, oh, the gift is that I love what I'm doing. I'm getting a good income or a good wage, and I enjoy the people I work with, and all of that was happening and all of that was true. But the gift of this job compared to my prior job was some of the things it was teaching me, some of the skills it was teaching me about how to make time in my life and prioritize things differently than I'd been prioritizing them. And it really gave me the perfect boss to be a mentor. I mean, I've continued to learn all sorts of lessons in this job that I can absolutely see now that I'm 4 years in, like, oh, this is why I came here. This is why this was the right place to go next. And I can see how all of those things are going to serve me in the things I do going forward as I build my own business. But it wasn't easy. Okay, so I had a lot of intuition guiding me and telling me that that was where I was supposed to go and getting me to that place, and a lot of comfort. It provided a lot of comfort in getting me there, that that was where I was supposed to be. But nothing about the path in between has been easy or effortless or comfortable all the time. I've had constant doubt and uncertainty, constant questioning of what it was and why I was there, and did I come to the right place. And I mean, I think almost every year I've spent time thinking maybe this is the year I should quit, and then I just keep going because I'm like, no, it doesn't feel like it's time to quit yet. I don't know where I'm supposed to go yet. I'm waiting for the guidance to come and clarify where I'm going at. Right now it's still a little hazy. I just know that I'm moving next, but it's not time yet. Doesn't feel like time. Doesn't feel like I'm ready to go. So there must be more to learn where I am. So if you are waiting in your life for a light to shine down and show you the path and then make it feel easy while you're on it, if you've started down paths because you got that guidance at the beginning, maybe you didn't even know that's what it was, but you kind of looking back and see it, and then stopped because it just felt terribly hard and wrong and scary and what am I doing here? That was your guidance. That's how it feels. And it doesn't feel easy because the universe really dreams giant, great, big dreams for us. And that means that they are scary while we're living them. We're always out of our comfort zone, stretching ourselves, growing and changing, and that doesn't feel comfortable. But the gift is if you can remember, and as you follow your intuition more and you learn to trust it more, you'll find a lot more comfort in going back to the memory of what the intuition that guided you to where you are. But you can go back and remember that and know, no, I don't know why I'm here. I don't know exactly where this is going. I don't know exactly why the universe pointed down this path for me. But this is exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I'm just going to trust it, and I'm just going to keep going. And even on the days when I think, what in the world was I thinking? I'm just going to keep going. It's not the thing I think we think. It's maybe not the thing we want, right? We want it to feel easier. But I think when we're living our biggest dreams, it doesn't feel easy, but it's so worth it, because when I think about where I am now and all the things I developed because I was willing to keep going even when it was scary and even when I didn't know why I was doing it, it's just so worth it to me. I know that my life is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I know that that means I'm inviting discomfort in again and again and again, that's what it means and that's what it requires of me. But I'm super grateful that I have been cultivating my intuition, because that does provide a little comfort to me in the midst of all the discomfort. It's the reassurance on my shoulder that, like, no, don't worry. This is exactly where you're supposed to be. This is exactly how it's supposed to feel, and just keep going, my friend. So I hope that this provides a little comfort to you, and maybe the next time you see a moment of intuition and then it leads to a path that's hard, maybe you'll keep going. Maybe you're in the middle of that path right now and thinking, why on earth am I here? And if so, keep going. Just believe in the feeling that got you there, and know that wherever it's taking you is where you need to go next. The things you need to develop, the people you need to know, the opportunities you need to have are all part of this journey, and that's why you're on it, even if you can't see it while you're in it. I hope you go chase that biggest dream for you. And if you'd like to talk with me more about intuition, please start a dialogue with me here. I'm also in the process of developing a 6-week course, kind of an intuition boot camp, to help you really identify and hone your sense of intuition. And if you're interested in that or want to know a little bit more about what that's going to be, send me a message, either an instant Facebook message or maybe a message here under this video. I'd love to talk to you and get a little better sense of what you all are thinking about out there about intuition. Have a wonderful Saturday and the rest of your weekend. Goodbye.